Sky News political editor Beth Rigby has given her take on the new Labour budget as she said she's never seen anything like it. Sky News political editor Beth Rigby has left viewers in awe with her take on the new Labour budget, declaring, "It is the biggest budget I have ever covered." Beth didn't hold back as she critiqued the major tax changes announced, echoing leader of the opposition Rishi Sunak's sentiment that this was not what was laid out in the manifesto. The seasoned journalist also took aim at Prime Minister Keir Starmer, highlighting his previous denial to her about any impending tax hikes. The Chancellor has unveiled a staggering £41 billion tax increase, alongside reforms to the benefits and welfare system. The budget further outlined ambitious plans for the NHS, adjustments to stamp duty, and price changes for smoking, vaping, and alcohol, with beer drinkers set to enjoy cheaper pints. In her candid review, Beth remarked, "I think this was the moment where we saw the real Labour government and compare and contrast a Labour government that was painfully cautious in the run-up to this election, talking about really quite menial tax rises and spending commitments, compared with today, and a government in victory that is bold and confident about the decisions they are making." Reports The Mirror. To put it into context, this budget in terms of tax and spend is £74 billion in spending by the end of this Parliament. £41 billion in tax rises. I have done a number of budgets and this scorecard. I have never seen anything like it, and I've done this for 15 years. It's the biggest budget I've covered. She continued, "It is incredibly definitive in terms of a very kind of Labour budget in terms of big tax and big spend." I think the issue here is, while Rachel Reeves talked there about choices, Rishi Sunak gave the counter-argument, which I think will now be chewed over, ferociously actually, which is this was not laid out in the manifesto. This was not what the Labour government implied. When I asked the Prime Minister at our leaders' debate in Grimsby, are there any tax rises beyond this? He said there are no plans to raise taxes, and now look where they are. She carried on with her commentary. It's a massive tax on business, £25 billion on businesses in terms of increases and changes to employers' national insurance. There's £5 billion on wealthier people in terms of changes to inheritance tax and capital gains tax. These are massive tax rises that were not signposted in the manifesto, and the Labour government will try and pin the blame on the Conservative Party. But this is so enormous, you can't help but come out of this budget and think this was a Labour government that had a different agenda in the run-up to the election that it didn't level with the British people about. I think that is going to be the conversation in the coming days.